Hey there. So, I know what you're thinking. Now you've really lost it. You're comparing a cutesy little indie farming game with retro style graphics to a 3D rendered, VR compatible, galaxy wide space flight simulator. Really? Well, yeah. Look, I know Stardew Valley and Elite Dangerous are very different games and aimed at very different audiences, but as two of my favorite games, I can't help but keep noticing similarities between them. So stick with me here, they're more similar than you think. So for anyone who's been living under a rock for the last few years, Stardew Valley is a relaxing farming simulation game where the player leaves a humdrum cubicle life and inherits a rundown farm in a quiet village. The gameplay revolves around growing crops, raising animals, mining, fishing, crafting, and even some light combat. The game's seasons and weather create a dynamic environment, with different crops and activities and events that are specific to each season. Players start with meager cash and supplies, but can then upgrade their farm and home and equipment using money made from farming and resources gathered through mining and foraging. There's also festivals and side quests and hidden storylines that deepen the sense of immersion in the game world. Outside of the town, players can explore a vast game world filled with secrets from deep mines to mysterious forests to dark caves. It's a blend of simplicity and depth, offering players a peaceful escape or a challenge, depending on their pace. Relationships with townfolk are also optional, allowing players to form friendships and fall in love and even start a family. Elite Dangerous, on the other hand, is a vast space simulation game, where players explore a massive open galaxy modeled after the real Milky Way. Starting with a small ship and limited resources, players can then choose to trade goods, mine asteroids, explore uncharted systems, or engage in space combat. Through these activities, they can purchase a variety of new ships and upgrade and customize them to their liking. The game offers a mix of solo and multiplayer experiences with dynamic events shaped by player actions and galactic politics. The realistic flight mechanics, the deep ship customization options, the gorgeous visuals, and the incredible sound design create a truly immersive experience. Players can ally with factions, earn new ranks, and even influence the balance of political power in the galaxy. Exploration is a key aspect, with literally billions of star systems to discover, with hints to the game's lore scattered throughout. Elite Dangerous offers a galaxy-sized sandbox experience, where each player's journey is unique, shaped by their own choices and skills. So, yeah, on the surface, they don't seem to have much in common. But if you take a look, there are actually more than a few similarities in the games themselves. First of all, and probably the most obvious trait that they share, is the open-ended gameplay. Both games let the player decide on how they want to spend their time in the game world. Do you want to focus on farming? Fishing? Mining? Trading? How about combat? Do you want to put all your effort into maximizing your profit? Or just enjoy the activities in themselves? In addition, neither game has a definitive end, which allows players to set their own goals and objectives rather than follow goals set by the game itself. This open-ended nature encourages exploration and personal progression at the player's own pace. The game only ends, or doesn't end, when you want it to. In the meantime, both games use tasks and, let's be honest here, a little bit of grind, but a good grind, to foster the player's progression. For example, in Stardew Valley, harvesting crops increases your proficiency, which enables new crafting abilities, which increases earnings and unlocks more upgrades, and so on. In Elite Dangerous, to use a similar example, mining minerals yields a profit and resources, which increases your rank and can be used to upgrade your ship, or buy a new bigger one with more capabilities, which can then be used to make an even bigger profit, and so it goes. These repetitive tasks provide a bit of structure, and give a sense of increasing accomplishment and continually moving up the ladder. Those short-term wins lead the way to longer-term goals. No lie, that big fancy farmhouse and that shiny new Imperial cutter, they feel good, man. Now, if you're someone that values community engagement for the games you play, then both these games have that in spades. Whether it's online forums, subreddits, YouTube channels, or Twitch streams, both Stardew and Elite have a sizable community presence. I've actually mentioned on this channel before how the tremendous community involvement and support for Elite Dangerous is what originally inspired me to create this channel in the first place. There's a litany of player-run websites to aid players in their journey, and over 200 third-party player-made applications that have become so ubiquitous I never start a game without starting a select few of them as well. Now, if we're talking mods, then wow, Stardew Valley has mods, to the tune of over 2,400 mods at last count. And just like the Elite Dangerous apps, there are at least 10 Stardew mods that I can't imagine playing without anymore. And those are mostly just playability tweaks. There's a ton of other mods out there that add new storylines, new characters, and new areas to explore, which add to Stardew's already stellar replayability. So, even if you're going solo, both these games surround you with some amazing community support. Now, taking a step beyond game mechanics, Stardew and Elite both foster a deep sense of escapism, though admittedly, they do that in different ways. First off, escaping the drudgery of day-to-day life is literally the plot of Stardew. It plunks you down in a town where you know no one, but the first folks you meet are eager to make your acquaintance and help you get started in your new life. For the most part, the town welcomes you into the community, but it also leaves you free to just do your own thing if you'd like. In addition, the colorful retro pixel art style and the soothing music create a peaceful atmosphere that offers a sharp and, quite frankly, welcomed contrast to the fast pace of real life. I, myself, will freely admit to putting on the Stardew soundtrack while I'm doing real-life chores, or when I just need to chill out for a bit. To tell you the truth, you don't even need the music. Just sit back and take this in for a moment. Don't you feel better now? Anyway, you can't help but be drawn into the game world by the day-to-day tasks and goals and the wonderful cast of characters that surrounds you. On the other hand, Elite Dangerous puts you in a spaceship and says, where do you want to go today? And how do you want to get there? If we're talking escapism, it quite literally gives you the means to escape the grasp of gravity itself and explore the universe at your own pace, alone or with a group of friends. The sense of scale when traveling around the galaxy is overwhelming, in a good way. And when I'm navigating in an asteroid field or cruising across the surface of a planet for which I'm literally the first person to set foot on, the bills on my desk or the dishes in my sink are the last things on my mind. Now throw on a VR headset, and that sense of escapism is ratcheted up another few notches. Look, it's no coincidence I started both of these games in 2020. With everything going on at the time, both games offered a healthy escape and a few moments to leave everything behind just for a little while. And today, they're always waiting after a rough day at work or during a little free time between shuttling kids around. Ultimately, both Stardew Valley and Elite Dangerous offer a compelling escape, each in their own unique ways. So yeah, obviously Stardew and Elite are not the same game, but as a gamer, they do scratch some of the same itches, though they each bring something unique to the table as well, which is what keeps me coming back to both of them time after time. That's all for me today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.